last few weeks have been absolutely manic. But you know me, no time, no money, but the hunt continues. So welcome back to the PlayStation Platinum Trilogy. My challenge for 2025 is not only find every single PlayStation 3 Platinum game released here in the PAL region, but also to finish the story. And to find the final both PS1 and PS2 games, I need to have a complete PlayStation Platinum collection. And it has been an absolutely manic few weeks. I have been very busy in the real world, but of course I always try and make time for hunting. But this time, with my lack of time, I've kept my hunting local, and we're mainly hunting in the fine city of Norwich in this episode of the PlayStation Platinum Trilogy. If you enjoy this episode, please hit that like button and please subscribe, as I put new videos out every Saturday night at 5, as well as bonus content throughout the week, and I really want you folks along for the ride. If you ever miss an episode of the PlayStation Platinum Trilogy, fear not, I'll link all the episodes down below in a playlist. The PlayStation Platinum Trilogy is a race against time, and this year seems to be flying by. But with summer on the horizon, it means the return of one of my favourite places to hunt for games. The car boots are one of my favourite places to hunt, not just for video games, but for anything awesome and retro to add to my collection. And I'm so happy the car boots are back for the 2025 season, and here we are at the first car boot of the season, the late one in Elsham, on a hunt for games. Historically, I haven't found many PS1 Platinum games at the car boot, even though we have Rayman sat right there. But I was surprised I never really found many PlayStation 2 Platinum games at the car boots. But thankfully, this year it seems our luck is changing, as we managed to find some PlayStation 3 Platinum games here at the first car boot of the year. And quite a rare one, I think, Dante's Inferno. This is one I've never seen out in the wild, and checking eBay prices could be a fairly rare one. Now, this is quite an interesting seller. I've been seeing them at car boots for absolutely years, and they have fantastic prices, because you may notice some of the prices on their games, but if you get chatting to them, you can normally do a pretty good deal. And I was very happy to say we managed to make a deal this time on not one but two Platinum games, which honestly for me is a good day at the car boot. Just to get another two games crossed off the list is a fantastic way to start the car boot season, and I'm hoping over the course of 2025 we can find more PlayStation 3 Platinum games at the car boot. But of course, we're only just getting started, not only on this car boot, but on the car boot season for the rest of the year. With over 70 PS3 Platinum games still left to find, I'm hoping we can find a few more here at the car boot. Not necessarily today, but over the course of the season. This is another one of my favourite local sellers, Second Chance Treasures. They always have an absolutely incredible selection of not just games, but also retro toys and various retro awesomeness. They let me go through their entire PlayStation 3 collection. Unfortunately, nothing I could find this time, but it had been a very good start to the 2025 car boot season. Two more games to cross off the list, and most importantly, it had been a beautiful day. Here we are then, back in the game after the very first car boot of the 2025 season, and oh, it felt good to be back. And what a day to start off the season. Not a cloud in the sky, it was sunny. Honestly, at some points it was too warm. And even better, we managed to find not one but two PlayStation 3 Platinum games we needed for the PlayStation Platinum Trilogy. The first of which is Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare. Still, to this day, one of the greatest Call of Duty campaigns of all time. Honestly, just name in the comments down below a better level than all gillied up. This game is absolutely elite. But of the two games I picked up, this is not the one I'm most excited about. It is this game right here, Dante's Inferno. Now, this is an absolutely incredible game, but I did know this is a fairly rare Platinum game. I'm not entirely sure why, but judging by eBay prices, this is a slightly rarer game. Now, this is not the English version of this game. This is the Italian version. Now, I think there is an English version of this game, but honestly, I'm just very happy to cross this one off and also to support a local seller, which is honestly very important and one of the main reasons I love hunting at my local car boot. Speaking of local, here we are at my local CEX store here in the fine city of Norwich. Once again, it seems it's always sunny in Norwich. And let's hope this time we can find a few more PlayStation 3 games to cross off the list. I am very lucky that the PlayStation 3 section here in my local CEX store is fairly large. That's because all around the UK, in my humble opinion, PlayStation 3 sections are shrinking. But not only that, I would say we are on the precipice of a PlayStation 3 price rise. A lot of these games seem to be slowly sneaking up in price. And I just hope I can grab these Platinum games before the prices rise, such as this game right here, Dragon Age Origins Complete Edition. And normally the first games which rise in price are the exclusives, the games you can play nowhere else, as these are the games that people want to grab. The God of Wars, The Last of Us, The Uncharted. Yes, a lot of these games have been ported onto newer consoles, but for a lot of people who are hardcore collectors, they want to play it on the original hardware as it was intended to be played. And remember, a lot of these games do get cut and edited over the years. This is the original OG version of this game. But unfortunately, today, it doesn't seem like we're finding many Platinum games. Yes, there's a small selection of Platinum games here, but they are all games we already have. And with over 70 games still left to find, this is worrying this early in the PlayStation Platinum Trilogy. But let's just hope today is a small bump on the long road to collecting every single one of these PlayStation 3 games, as you can't win them all. Unfortunately, we didn't have much luck hunting for PlayStation 3 Platinum games in my local CEX store. But recently I have had luck hunting for PlayStation 2 Platinum games over on eBay, because both of these games came up as saved searches. I have just under 30 games left to find to get the complete PlayStation 2 Platinum collection. And these are two games from a franchise which has been super hard to complete. With these two games, I just have one game remaining from this franchise. Now, the first game was around £15. It unfortunately doesn't have the manual, but I've never seen a copy of this game for sale before. Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi. I've never seen a copy of this game for sale. This is, I think, the Swiss version of this game. It does, of course, have the Platinum disc and no manual, like I said, but I'd never seen this before and I knew I had to grab it while I could. The same can be said for this second game, which is complete. It was around £20, but this is just a game which doesn't turn up very often, and that game is Dragon Ball Z Budokai 3. Now, this is the Italian and Spanish version of this game, but I think it does have English subtitles also. And this one is complete with the manual and, of course, the Platinum disc. This means we have around 26 PlayStation 2 games left to find to complete the PlayStation 2 Platinum library, and just one more Dragon Ball Z game left to find. Now, when it comes to game hunting, I like to use eBay as a last resort. I much prefer to find video games out in the wild. And one of my favourite places to hunt for video games is at any of the many incredible independent gaming stores we have here in the UK. And today we are back at Last Level Games. Without a doubt, one of my favourite gaming stores from the UK. Maybe I'm biased because it's right here in the fine city of Norwich, but every time I visit Last Level Games, I always find something amazing. And recently they've had some new Platinum games come in, so let's hope we can cross some off the list. Now, compared to the PlayStation 3 selection we saw earlier in CEX, the Last Level Games PS3 section is rather small, but this is going to show that size doesn't matter, as straight away I am finding some Platinum games we need right here at Last Level Games with this banger Burnout Paradise for just £2. This is one of the main advantages of the PlayStation 3 Platinum Collection. A lot of these games are super cheap. So we got Burnout for £2, Heavy Rain for £1.50. It goes to show you can get some absolutely incredible games for basically pocket change. And I'm very happy that we are finding some games to cross off the list right here. Need for Speed Shift, again, £1.50. For basically less than a fiver, we are crossing off some of the best games that the PlayStation 3 has to offer under the Platinum label. But if you think that's cheap, check out this bargain selection here on the end, just hiding behind the door at Last Level Games. We managed to find a Platinum game we needed here for the princely sum of £1, Assassin's Creed Brotherhood. All in all, it's been a very good day here at Last Level Games. It's a thumbs up from me. I am very lucky to have an independent game store like Last Level Games on my doorstep. And even more so because, like I said at the start of this episode, I've had no time and no money over the past few weeks. But Last Level Games always have something amazing for your collection regardless of budget. And this time we've managed to pick up some super cheap PlayStation 3 Platinum games. And these were all of the Platinum games I needed this time when we visited Last Level Games. So first off we have Assassin's Creed Brotherhood for just £1. I do jokingly say when we visit this time, last of the big spenders. This is complete Platinum Disc and Platinum Manual, and for £1 in absolutely incredible condition. Last Level Games always go above and beyond to repackage these games. You very, very rarely get a damaged case from Last Level. They really do put their time and attention into these games. Next up we have one of my favourite racing games, not just on the PlayStation 3 but of all time, Burnout Paradise. Absolutely incredible game. Again, incredible condition and complete Platinum Disc and Manual. Next we have a game which I keep leaving behind because I never seem to find it with the correct Platinum Disc. That is Heavy Rain. This is the Move edition. Now I think this is the only edition of Heavy Rain which got a Platinum release. Once again, Platinum Disc and Manual. And finally, once again, for the princely sum of £1.50, we have Need for Speed Shift. But unfortunately, this is my mistake. I didn't check the disc. Manual, but standard disc. But like I said, it was my mistake. I was talking, I get easily distracted, but 2 out of 3 ain't bad. And, well, you can't really argue with those prices. From day one of my PlayStation Platinum collecting adventure, I have said I cannot do this without your help. And it has blown me away over these past few years, the generosity of you viewers. Whether it's selling, donating or trading games for the PlayStation 1, 2 or now the PlayStation 3, I have been blown away by the support everyone has given to this challenge. Now you may remember in the last episode I was sent a game by Darren who was selling a load of PlayStation Platinum games over on Vinted. Now he sent me a list before these games were listed, but it was only when I was editing that video that I realised there was another game I needed from his collection, and he has sent me this game. This is the final game I needed for another subset. The final game from this franchise, and one which has been surprisingly hard to find. It is one of the final PlayStation 2 sports games we needed, and Darren, thank you so much for putting me out of my misery with this one. It has been so hard to find the final F1 game we needed for the PlayStation 2 Platinum Collection, Formula 1 2003, and the English UK release as well. I never knew this got a UK release. It is of course complete with the Platinum Disc and Manual, and thank you Darren for this one. It's so good to finally have every single F1 game cross off the list, and honestly to never have to search for another Formula 1 PS2 Platinum game. We're coming to the end of this episode of the PlayStation Platinum Trilogy. We have 2 more pickups to add to the collection, the first of which comes from a place right here in the fine city of Norwich, which until recently I never knew existed. This is a charity shop I've only recently discovered here in the fine city of Norwich. On the Riverside Industrial Estate, this cancer research charity shop is absolutely ginormous. Like, look at the size of this store. But of course, I'm mainly looking for video games. They had a fairly good selection on the first time I visited. But my wife has visited a few more times than I have recently, and whilst this time when I visited I didn't have much luck, she managed to find something truly incredible. A sealed PlayStation 3 Platinum Game. For £8, she found a copy of GTA 4, and yes, that is a genuine PS3 seal. I could not believe she managed to find this. This was an absolutely fantastic find. Now, we're not specifically looking for sealed PlayStation 3 Platinum games, but you know me, if we find one, we're adding it to the collection. That's right, folks. My wife found in 2025 a sealed copy of Grand Theft Auto 4 in a local charity shop right here in the fine city of Norwich. A charity shop I'd never been to before, and you can tell this is a genuine seal by the PS3 pull tab on the side, and I'm keeping this game sealed. Now, I do not keep games sealed very often, but this is a game we already have for the PlayStation Platinum Trilogy, and honestly, it's just super cool to see a sealed game. It was £8, but let me know in the comments down below, would you have picked up this sealed game for £8? Now, this is a pretty cool thing to add to the collection this time, but the final pickup this time for the PlayStation Platinum Trilogy is somehow even cooler. Which brings us on to our final pickup this time for the PlayStation Platinum Trilogy. And somehow this item is cooler than that sealed copy of Grand Theft Auto 4. Now, this is once again an eBay find. I'm not going to find this in the wild. This is rare. As of now, there are no other copies of this on eBay. This is one of the hardest subsets to complete of the PlayStation Platinum Trilogy, and one which I'm not actively going after. This is a subset. I'm going to put you out of your misery. This is the Resistance Fall of Man 1 and 2 Platinum box set. And like I said, this is rare. There are quite a few of these Platinum double packs, and these are very, very hard to find, which is strange because other than this absolutely incredible Platinum cardboard case, it's just the standard copies of the game inside, which honestly I'm very glad of, because there is a slight problem with this set. So it's something that can be easily fixed. So we have just a standard Platinum version of Resistance Fall of Man, a fantastic PlayStation 3 first-person shooter. We also have Resistance 2, but unfortunately, look away now if you're squeamish, where this has been put away in a cardboard box, it has become damaged. But as I said, this is just a standard Platinum version of this game, so I can easily replace the game. It is this cardboard box which is what makes this super, super rare. Now, this is of course the second of these Platinum box sets we have managed to find so far. Now, I don't consider these to be a part of the full Platinum library because these games are available separately, but if I find one of these, you know I'm going to get out of my way to grab it, because honestly, these are some of the coolest items you can buy for the PlayStation Platinum Trilogy. There we have it then, folks. That was another episode of the PlayStation Platinum Trilogy, and I hope today goes to show you don't need to break the bank or travel halfway across the world to have a successful game hunt. At the end of the last episode, we had 75 PlayStation 3 games left to find. So we're crossing not just these 5 games off the list, but also the 2 games in this absolutely beautiful Platinum double pack, meaning we have 68 PlayStation 3 Platinum games left to find. But that's not all. We also have 3 more PlayStation 2 Platinum games to cross off the list, making us one step closer to completing the PlayStation 2 Platinum collection. And speaking of, whisking its way to me as we speak is a delivery which will change the face of the PlayStation Platinum Trilogy. Not just for the PlayStation 3, but also for the PlayStation 1 and the PlayStation 2. I am not saying this lightly. This delivery will change the face of this challenge forever, and you do not want to miss it. But that's not all. Very soon I'll be hitting the road again for Nottingham gaming market and beyond. And I hope you join me for the next step of this adventure. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button, subscribe, and until next time, let the games begin. See you soon.